Morning, good afternoon, good evening, Fabulous. This is Angela, and I have got questions for you. What opens with the Darnell Square playing with balls, and what closes with Ashley, Nicole, and Phil no longer playing house? If you guess basketball, if you guess WAGS Miami, the season finale, episode 7-8, Hurricane Phyllis and my best friend's wedding, you're correct. I'm Angela. The channel is Be Fabulous You. Thank you so much for clicking on the video and sticking around to see how we get from opening to closing. So we got Darnell and Darnell. They still kicking it. She's excited. They playing pool. She's beating him. There's a whole double entendre where she's like, I see that imprint in his pants. Whip it out and let me see that ball. It's a pool ball, though. Then we see Kayla and Fava on the beach. They're meditating at Kayla's request. They have a facilitator. Faven has been asked to take off her sunglasses and to look into, Kayla's eyes. And Kayla and Faven are looking into each other's eyes. It's an exercise being done by the facilitator. After the facilitator leaves, Kayla and Fava talk, and Faven was impressed that Kayla was receptive to Faven's critical feedback. Like, I don't really feel like you real. And Kayla's like, okay, I've never heard that before, but I'll think about it or whatever. Then we see Matisha and Hensha at the hair salon. And Hensha, you know better than to have random people pick your hair out and spray weird stuff in your hair. They just fake styling Hensha's hair at the salon visit. But they talk about Darnell, and Matisha finds out that Darnell is dating Darnell he, who Matisha used to talk to. She says it was 3 or 4 dates. And Matisha's like, do I tell her? And Hensha's like, tell her. And Matisha's like, but it was years ago. I don't want to bring it up and make Darnell feel awkward. Darnell should have said something to me. We're kind of all like, huh? What's she talking about? Then we see Hensha and Darnell. They drinking on the balcony. And Darnell, she is liking her some Darnell he, but no pressure. Hensha tells Darnell she about the connection between Matisha and Darnell he. And Hensha says that Matisha said that she used to smash Darnell he. Now, I don't know if she said that off camera, because on camera, I think she said that they went out 3 or 4 times. And maybe the smashing is silent like the pee and pneumonia. I don't know. Maybe it's just implied. I don't understand. And also Hensha tells Darnell that that dumb stuff that Matisha said about feeling like Darnell should approach Matisha. Darnell, she should approach Matisha about who Matisha has dated in the past, whatever that dumb stuff was. Then we see Fava, Hensha, and Matisha. They're meeting up with Darnell, she, for drinks. And on the way in, Faven tells Darnell, she, that Matisha also told Faven about the Matisha connection with Darnell, he. And at the table, we found out that Astrid did not get a shower invite. She did get a shower invite, but she did not get a wedding invite to Ashley's wedding. So Hensha is really, really happy about this non-invite for Astrid. Darnell, she is like, I'll cook, I'll clean, but the punani is the best thing that I got going. I'm not giving it away. They talking about her and Darnell, he. And then at the table, it's kind of like Hensha and Matisha are talking. And like, you telling her, I don't know, blah, 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 blah. And then Faven and Darnell are talking. She don't want to say nothing. But they're all there together at a table, and it's only a 4-person table. So I don't see how come they can't hear each other and notice that each other is talking. Matisha says to Hensha, it's too uncomfortable for me. And then Darnell, breaking the invisible imaginary wall dividing the table, speaks directly to Matisha. And she like, if it's so uncomfortable, then why are you speaking to everybody else about it and not me? And then we see Matisha. Matisha is like, it was 3 or 4 years ago. We had 2 or 3, or it was 2 or 3 years ago. We had 2 or 3 dates. It was not significant. But if you want to believe someone you just met, then okay. And Darnell is like, he doesn't even know that I know. But I'm done with you. I'm outie. I'll see you at the wedding. And then Hensha in her interview is like, you know, in the WAG world, there's going to be some overlap, you know, with sleeping and dating. So you just got to come out and tell people. Then we see Phil and Ash talking while Ash is picks Phil. While Ash packs, and Phil is advocating the dream that and putting that vision out there that, you know, you gonna cry, my mama gonna cry, then y'all are gonna automatically have a truce. And they practice kissing. It's kind of silly for the wedding and everything. Then we're at Curacao, the destination wedding, and Ash and Phil are arriving, and Ash is like, I'm traditional, we not gonna do nothing tonight, we not sleeping together, I'm wearing white to my wedding, even though she has a baby. We know she not a virgin, and she knows she just being silly. We see the girls arriving. Is Hensha not drinking? Then we see Kayla, and Darnell, and they're all upbeat, and Kayla's hubby is flying in later with Faven's husband. I think they're flying in together. But that couple has been separated for a few weeks for work. Kayla is getting update on why there is Darnell and Matisha tension. So Matisha also told a few more people about her and Darnell other than just Fava and Hensha. That's what we gathering. That's what I gathered. Dang. I wasn't even sure if this child, Matisha, could talk. And then once she opened her mouth, it's like, I guess she just telling everything to everybody. She just let the floodgates out. So we see Matisha arriving at the resort. Then we see Matisha coming into the room, and Darnell was like, well, I'm leaving, but oops, nope, she don't never leave. She hear Matisha say, this should be a one-on-one conversation with me and Darnell, but I feel like you are all mad at me. And Darnell is like, if this needs to be a one-on-one, then why are you talking to her about it, and her and other folks? And Matisha is like, I wanted to tell you privately. And Darnell was like, that is not private to discuss it with other folks other than me. You are not acting like you care about me or my feelings. You know me, Matisha. If I have a problem with you, I'm going to talk to you. You should have talked to only me, nobody else in our group. And Matisha is like, you know I don't gossip. And Darnell is like, I don't know that. And then we see Kayla and Fave, and they're chatting, and Kayla confesses that she is separated from her husband, Eric. And then we see Fave and Hensha, Kayla, and Darnell on the beach. And Matisha is late to join. Again, she's a late joiner. And Matisha asked Dee to go on a walk, and she admits that she did not own up to what was going on, that she was a little embarrassed about how she handled the situation, and she should have just told Darnell what was going on. And she's like, you know, I look up to you and how you handle stuff. And then Queen Darnell accepts Matisha's apology. And then we're at spa time. It's Yvette, who is Ashley's mom, Phyllis, who is Phil's mom, and then Ashley is there. And Mama Phyllis is resistant to the rehearsal, and Ash explains why it's important to Ash. And Mama Yvette is like, oh, you know, it'll be fun. We'll get our walk right and our smiles right. And, you know, it seems to kind of soothe things over. Then Mama Phyllis is like, you know, good. They ask a question about the child being pregnant, and then Mama Phyllis is like, well, it's good you're not pregnant, because you're not allowed. You got to learn to take care of your first child first. And it's very awkward and uncomfortable. Then at the same time, they're getting moved to another area, like going from pedicures to massages or whatever. And Phyllis tries to get a new clean start in the new clean place, and she's like, you know, so Ashley, what I meant was, and you know, she started talking, and Ashley is like, hold up now, you're not gonna tell me that I'm not a good mother to my son, because I'm a good mother to my son. And Ashley is crying, and you attacking me and my motherhood, and it escalates. And Ashley's mom is kind of looking, I don't know if she was more shocked at her daughter or more shocked at Phyllis. I couldn't really figure out. She tries to mediate Ashley's mom, and then Ashley's is like, you know, I tried so hard. And Ashley's mom, after Ashley storms out, she like, this is not good. No, it's not good. Then we see Kayla and Faven, and they talking about Kayla's marriage, and Kayla thinks that Eric is coming to Ashley and Phil's wedding to try to save his marriage. It's like a last-ditch effort, she's thinking. Then we see Darnell coming in on Ash getting her makeup done, and Ash brings Darnell up to speed in terms of the stuff with her mother-in-law to be. And Darnell is team Ash. You know, she like, you know, that woman is miserable. Don't let her take you down with her. And Ash is like, well, you know, okay. In other news, the wedding planner does not know which of Kayla's 2 rooms to send the thank you gift basket to. And then baby Phil come in looking all cute, little boy. He's cute. Then we see Kayla and Eric meet up, and after 12 days of them being apart, and Kayla is like, well, thank you on not fighting me with the separation. I might be grabbing drinks with the girls later, so you can join if you want or whatever. Then we see Hincha and Darnell in the room, and Hincha is like, well, what does it feel like when you're pregnant? And Darnell is like, are you pregnant? Do you think you are pregnant? And Darnell hugs and supports Hincha, and she like, Darnell is like, we need to get a pregnancy test, girl. We need to know what's up. Then we're at the rehearsal desk dinner, and Ash is like, Phyllis is down there making faces, but I don't even notice. And I'm like, yes, you did notice, because you just told us she was down there making faces. That's how you knew, she's making faces, because you noticed Miss Ash. Ash's mom is toasting to Ash's great motherhood, feeling like, I hope I was a good model for being a mother. I hope I'm a good model for being a wife. And then Phil's mother is rolling her eyes at the toast, and then Phyllis gets up to toast, and she like, blah 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 blah. And sometimes, Ashley, your skin needs to be a little thick, because in this family we just say what we feel. And then basically Phyllis and her fiance, I guess that's her fiance, leave. So it's kind of like, okay, she doesn't have the best set of social skills. Then we see Eric at a table, and Matisha comes down, and he's like, hey, beautiful. And Matisha is like, hey, where's Kayla? Is she coming? And then we see Kayla plus, walking toward the table, and we hear Matisha, I have half a glass of red wine and I'm drunk already, and Eric is like, great, I'm glad they invited you. And Faven and Kayla and Hincha arrive, and Eric is waving his phone at Matisha, and Matisha is like, what's that? And Eric is like, can you see it or no? And Matisha is like, no. And he's like, oh, good, my screen protector is working. And it's just kind of like weird and awkward to me. And Faven is like, in her interview, like me, this is weird as F. Is Eric flirting in front of Kayla, like blatantly? And then Kayla in her interview is like, this is too much. I'm thinking you are coming here to fix things, but flirting and drinking too much and embarrassing me in front of my friends is awful. So then we see Kayla calling her grandmom, and she's crying about Eric and, the situation. We see folks getting wedding ready, and we see Ashley giving gifts to her bridal party. Phyllis comes in after, the gifts have been given, and Ash gives her robe and a gift bag with the beer, because Phyllis says she don't like champagne, she only like beer. So Ashley's like, well, I got you exactly what you asked for. Here you are, happy, hugs, kisses, here's your robe, and Phyllis is like, yeah, I need it right now with the beer. And I'm kind of like, dang, girl, it's morning time, why you need the beer right now? But I don't drink, so I might not understand how these things work. And then we see Phyllis reading a note that Ash had put in the gift bag, and we hear Ash talking about becoming a family. It's like a voiceover, marriage, we're all a family, and I want my relationship with Mama Phyllis to renew itself and get back on a good foot. And then Darnell says to Ash, oh, as Mama Phyllis is getting up, she's about to come over here and give you a hug or something. And then Mama Phyllis comes up, and she's like, where's the bathroom? And she just leaves. So we realize then it's very clear that Mama Phyllis's social skills are she does not have strong social skills. And I think of her, I don't know what her situation is, but she's getting married now, so I'm assuming she was a single mom with her son. And then I don't know Ash's situation, but she looks like she's the pretty it girl. She comes from a 2-parent home. She seems very stable and emotionally sane. So they're not really evenly yoked emotionally. I don't think Phyllis can really do better. I think she really tried on that massage table to restart, but she don't really have the social skills for it. Then we see Kayla meeting up with Eric before the wedding ceremony. And Kayla is like, you don't think you were flirting with Matisha? You don't think the whole table didn't notice you flirting with Matisha? And Eric is like, no, I'm 100% innocent. And Kayla is like, Matisha told me you text her at midnight trying to hook up with her. And Eric is like, no, I just wanted to talk to her about us. And then we see a beautiful bride. It's a beautiful setting. It's a beautiful moment. Does baby Phil have like a limp or something with his leg? And then is that Darnell's daughter we see? And then we see the beautiful personal vows they exchange. It's beautiful. They's married now. Then we see Greg and Eric talking, and Faven joins. I mean, not Greg, Corey and Eric talking, and Faven, you know, Corey is Faven's husband. And Corey wants to check Matisha for saying that Eric was flirting with her. He wasn't even there, but he convinced that Eric wasn't flirting with her, which was kind of interesting to me. And then Faven goes to get Matisha, and Matisha is like, you know, my loyalty is to Kayla. You know, I showed Kayla your text and asked her what I should do. I have no problem sitting here in this setting giving advice about, you know, your marriage or your relationship or whatever, but I'm not going to meet up with you one-on-one in the middle of the night when you were flirting with me and I was feeling uncomfortable and I was twisting away to be close to Kayla. And then it's almost like a group trial because Hensha, Darnell, and Kayla join, and, you know, Darnell mostly is asking Eric questions, and the women are like the major majority in the group, and the jury, i.e. Darnell, does not like Eric's answers, and then Corey is like, let's go, and then Eric leaves, but they're supposed to be going to the bar, but we see Eric going on up the elevator, and he crosses Ash and Phil. As he's going out, they're coming in. Then we're at the reception, and I kind of like the idea of Ash's reception dress. Ash calls out her event planner by name, so I'm like, did TC sponsor the wedding? Because she called her out by name. Then Kayla does a good job of keeping the focus on Ashley, even though she's going through whatever she's going through. When Ash asks, well, what's going on? Where's, you know, Eric? Kayla's like, oh, I think he got sick or whatever. She don't really get into it. Then Darnell, she calls Darnell he. And she's telling him about how she had caught the wedding bouquet and everything. Then we see Phil and Ash waking up as hubby and wife. They eating breakfast in bed, and Ash says she gonna show Phil what a wife do. And Ash is gonna steer clear of Mama Phyllis, and she said, yeah, I'm still going to your mom's wedding. I'm just gonna keep it real short and sweet and not say too much. And then Ash mentions Eric not being at the reception, and you know, saying she was glad it wasn't no drama with the girls or no drama that she knows about. She'll probably get the tea when she gets back. Then we see Kayla and Faven, and Kayla is accepting Faven's compliment on her t-shirt, and the child is like, I loves me some Bob Marley, don't worry, be happy. And I'm like, isn't that Bobby McFerrin? And Faven looks kind of confused, so I don't know, you know, I guess she just thought the t-shirt was cute. Then Kayla says she's basically leaning toward divorce. Well, womp, that's kind of sad. Then we see, I'm not laughing, I'm just sad to see, you know, one marriage coming together, a marriage falling apart. Darnell brings Hensha something, and, you know, Hensha's like, is it candy? And Darnell is like, no, I got you some pregnancy tests. So she takes the test. We find out that she's pregnant, and Darnell holds Hensha, and Hensha is crying, and Darnell is like, it's gonna be okay, it's gonna be awesome, I'm right here with you the whole way. Who is it? Who's the father? And Hensha is like, my friend, not someone that I'm in love with. I'm scared to tell him. And then Ashley is like, you know, talking about, I do feel like I have an invisible crown on my head, you know, because I'm a wife now. I'm the top of the WAGS food chain. This is like the end of the season wrap-up type thing. And Darnell is like, you know, this time last year, I was broken, and now I'm happy. Things happen fast in Miami, and I can take the heat. And then Faven is like, you know, her fashion line is good, her marriage is good. Astrid is like, Claudia is far away in North Carolina, but we're still close. The girls accept me more with her gone. And Jonathan is a great guy. Kalik is like, Eric and I are getting a divorce, just like in sports. You know, 1 minute you're up, the next minute you're down, but I will come back. And then Hensha had a miscarriage, and Ashley is like, you know, being a wife is hard sometimes. So that's the end of the season. Thank you so much for your patience. I'm sorry it took me so long to get to it. It's just been, it's a lot. It is a lot going on. So they didn't even have a wrap up for Miss Claudia. I like the season. I like these women. WAGS is these I like these people. I like these people. So we gonna follow them. And I'm sorry to say it, but I'm even glad that Claudia is gone, because I didn't really so much care for her. Anyway, that's what I got. Like, comment, subscribe. We're working on 200 subscribers. Share the video with all of your friends and family and all of the fabulous people that you know. Today is the best day ever. You are the greatest. You're number one. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous, you. Peace. Be you. Be fabulous. Be fabulous, you.